Hi everyone, Caroline Zamora, Chief Deputy County Clerk here, and welcome to the Preserving History and Democracy podcast on the Doña Ana County Clerk's podcast channel. I want to welcome my co-host, Cynthia Mendoza. How's it going?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Yay, it's Tuesday. We had a 3-day weekend, which was really nice.
We did.
It's like our little break before basically the rest of
storm.
the year.
Yeah.
It's like we have like this tiny little break and then we're busy through the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, things are starting to really pick up around here,
I
but
agree.
it's nice.
I agree. So it was a nice weekend. Today we're giving you all election updates. This is kind of our update. This is coming out on Thursday, and on Saturday, expanded early voting starts. I think our clerk describes it really well, is voting in 3 stages. The first stage is early voting, starts here at the government center. Phase 2 is expanded early voting, and we expand to 9 sites throughout the county. And then the last phase is Election Day, the big day, Super Bowl for us, Super Tuesday, 42 sites throughout the county. You want to go ahead and give a list of all those expanded early voting locations?
Of course. So like Caroline said, expanded early voting starts at these alternate locations. So that starts October 19th, and it will happen through November 2nd from Tuesday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And those locations include the Anthony Public Library, located at 750 Landers Road in Anthony, New Mexico. In Chaparral, we have the Doña Ana Community College in Chaparral at 755 Prescott Anthony Drive in Chaparral. In Hatch, we have the Hatch Valley Public Schools Student Services / Training Center, and that's located at 350 Main Street in Hatch, New Mexico. Here in Las Cruces, we have the Corbett Center Student Union at 1600 International Mall in Las Cruces. We have the Doña Ana Community College at the East Mesa campus at 2800 Sonoma Ranch Boulevard, again here in Las Cruces. And then, of course, we have Las Cruces City Hall, located at 700 North Main Street, here in Las Cruces. In Mesilla, we have the Mesilla Town Hall at 2231 Avenida de Mesilla in Mesilla, New Mexico. And then in Sunland Park, we have Doña Ana Community College at 3365 McNutt Road, again in Sunland Park, New Mexico.
Yeah, so those are the alternate early voting locations. Like I said, we have 9 throughout the county. And then there's some other important dates I want to go ahead and run through, because early voting started October 8th. Expanded early voting starts on October 19th.
Right.
But also that the absentee application deadline is coming up.
Yes.
So absentee, or if you want to vote by mail, your last day to submit an application for an absentee or mail ballot is October 22nd. Okay, so again, last day to submit an application for an absentee ballot is October 22nd. And then the last day of early voting is November 2nd, and that is at all the sites. So I want to say November 2nd, Saturday here at the Government Center is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes.
But at all the sites, Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. for that last Saturday, November 2nd.
Right.
11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then we have a couple days, our office kind of resets for the big day, which is Super Tuesday, our Super Bowl election day, November 5th. And so a lot of important dates are coming up. If you want to check your sample ballot, you could do that at nmvote.org. You put in your information. And then on the left side of the screen, after you put in your information, your voter profile comes up, and it's specific to you. It tells you your district. It tells you, which precinct you're at, things like that. But also you have the option to click on your sample ballot. You can go ahead and print it, and you can view it. So you could do that at nmvote.org. Also, if you have any questions about any of the locations, whether it's one of the 9 secured drop boxes, secure containers that we have throughout the county to drop off your absentee ballot, or if it's the 9 expanded early voting locations, or if it's the 42 voting locations on election day, you can go to our website, dacelections.com. We have a really great map. It's a really good interactive map. It shows you all the locations. Of course, it has all the addresses, things like that. But you know what? I also want to go ahead and talk about our secured containers. Doña Ana County has 9 secure containers, the most out of any county in the state.
Wow.
I know.
Even including Albuquerque.
Even including Bernalillo County. I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think Bernalillo County only has 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Doña Ana County, we have 9. But you know what? We're a big county. Like geographically, we're a very big county.
Absolutely.
You know, like you think of our farthest locations, our farthest sites, like either Chaparral or Hatch.
Right.
Like it's a 45-minute drive back to our warehouse.
Yeah.
And so we're just a big county.
It is.
And of course, we believe in making sure that our voters have access and having those secured containers. And I make it a point to call them secured containers because they are secured. They're 24-hour, 24/7 monitored. We even know, like, if weather, like we know when it's raining.
Yeah, you get all the sensor notifications.
Yep, we know when it's opened. They're video monitored.
Yes.
We get all the notifications. We have lots of emails coming in, so we get all the notifications. But these are more secured than what a post office mailbox is.
Which is great. This is a very serious thing to
absolutely
to be secure. So.
And I tell people, I'm like, you know, you turn in your taxes to those regular mailboxes, but these are much more secure. They are literally 24/7.
Yeah.
24 hours a day. They are monitored.
Yeah.
And so. The secure containers, there are 9 throughout the county. So if you are using absentee or the mail ballot, you can go ahead and drop them off at any of the secured containers. Also, if you're getting on the permanent absentee list, this is really helpful. Of course, you can always mail them back to us. Or you can use the temporary boxes. And the temporary ones are basically at all the sites.
Yeah.
They're at all the early voting sites on election day. If you, you still haven't dropped off your absentee ballot, you can drop it off at any of our voting locations, and there will be a box there that you can drop it off. But your absentee or by mail ballot has to be back in our possession at one of the sites, one of the drop boxes, one of the secured containers, or here at our office. It has to be into us by 7 p.m.
So delivered, not postmarked, because I've seen people say, "Oh, postmarked."
No,
by
not
this
postmarked.
Site. No.
Yeah,
To us.
To us, and to us. It has to be delivered, dropped off with us by 7 p.m. on election night.
So I think people need to make sure they have a plan to turn those in. I mean, if you want to be extra safe, a few days before at least, but like by 7 p.m. on election day.
Yeah, you can always come and walk it out into our office too.
Yes, that too.
Yeah,
so.
and drop it off right to us.
A lot of great options for people.
You know, I love how voter friendly New Mexico is, and especially our county. We want voters to have access.
Absolutely.
It's incredibly important to all of us here, to our clerk and to us, and it's just something that we all believe in.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I know we've gotten questions too, a lot of questions about, well, when is my absentee application or ballot going to come in? And those were sent out starting October 8th, the first day of early voting. So if you applied a while back ago, you might be able to see that in your mailbox starting now, maybe. But check your mailbox every day because it's coming in.
Also, you can track it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have that website for you.
Ballot Scout.
Yes. You can track it at sos.nm.gov/track my ballot.
Yes. So if you applied for your absentee, you can go ahead and track it. Yes. Also, we're providing lots of options.
Yeah.
You can put it back in the mail, get it back to us. You drop it off at a secured container at one of the temporary locations, which is at any early voting or election day site, or here at our office.
Yeah.
Just make sure we have it by 7 p.m. on election night.
That's all that matters.
Yep. We get frequently asked questions.
Right.
Which ones off the top of your head can you think of?
A lot of people think that you have to show your ID when you go vote, but that's not the case.
It's not true.
No.
Not by law. You're not required to show your ID. We may ask you identifying questions,
right,
like your birthday and your address, but by law, you do not have to give us your ID.
Yeah.
I personally take out my ID and just hand it to them.
It's easier that way.
Because it's easier. It is. It really is easier for them. So, but it's not by law.
No.
So
you don't have to show your ID. Don't worry about, oh, I forgot my ID at home. Like, you're good.
Yeah,
as long as we got your name and something else to identify you. So usually a
during,
year of birth or something.
Yeah, during the primary, I was in the hallway and I was talking to one of our commissioners.
Right.
And so we were just down the hall. And of course, I had like my glass of water and that was it.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you want to go vote? And so we did.
Yeah.
But I didn't have an ID. I didn't have a purse on me. I didn't, because by law, we're not required to have that. And so again, we're very voter friendly in this state. You've already provided your personal identification when you registered to vote. You already provide your social security number or your driver's license number, things like that, when you register to vote. So we've already ensured that you are who you say you are, that you're a citizen, things like that you're over the age of 18. All that information has already been verified. And so when you go to vote, we're just going to ask for you to provide, again, that personal information like a birthday or an address so that we confirm that you are who you say you are. So Jacob's grandma came to vote, but she had updated her address. But she had not updated her voter registration yet. And so New Mexico has same-day registration, which is really important for folks to know. Same-day registration, you can go ahead and update information like, let's say you did move. You can go ahead and update your registration. However, the voter rolls are currently closed, but we are providing same-day registration. And so if you're going to utilize same-day registration, you're going to need, you have two options. Option A is you have your new real ID, like your New Mexico real ID already. And it has your new updated address. If you don't have that, then let's say you just moved to the state. Right. So you have a license from, let's say, Texas. So you're going to need your Texas license plus a piece of mail that has, it's like your proof of residence. So maybe it's a bank statement, a utility bill, a rental agreement, things like that. Yes. Right. It you're going to need a piece of mail that has your proof of residence. Right. So that it proves that you are now living in our county.
So pretty simple. Pretty cool way.
But same-day registration is really useful for folks who are, who need to update their address.
Yeah, we've seen some people use it already. I think we like to advise people, if you're going to use same-day registration, you can always do it on election day, but it might be busier that day. Yes. So if you want to get it done early, then I suggest doing it early, but it's available at all our voting locations.
I agree.
Early voting.
That is really our recommendation. Yeah. If you're going to use same-day registration, try to come in during early voting. Election day, you can think of not only is Doña Ana County using the state system. Right. All 33 counties are using the state
New
system.
Mexico.
So it might take you, you might be waiting for an hour because the system may be bogged down on election day. So our recommendation, if you have to use same-day registration to update your address or something like that, come during early voting.
Get it done during our early voting if you can. We're open Saturdays too, so that's always great.
Yep. Any other questions that we frequently get, Jacob? What do you think?
Is there a specific location I have to vote?
Oh, that's a good one. Jacob's question is there a specific location that you have to vote at? And the answer is no. You can vote at any location as long as it's within Doña Ana County. The state utilizes a BOD or ballot on demand system. And so there are no pre-printed ballots. So you can go to any site and we don't print your ballot until you're standing right in front of us and your ballot is specific to you. So you can go to any site and your ballot for you will be printed.
That's why I like seeing my super sample ballot before I go in. That way I know kind of what I'm getting ahead of and what is going to be on my ballot. That way I know what I want to respond when I'm at the voting booth. So
yeah, I checked out my sample ballot the other day, as soon as we saw that they were available, and I was like, oh, this is nice. I just love being able to get onto the system and be able to check out our sample ballot.
Yeah, and kind of getting to do your research if you want before you go vote. So pretty great. There's a lot of ballot questions there.
Yeah, and I know you recently got a question about who can utilize absentee.
Right. Yeah, we got a question from a reporter. And they thought that you had to, I know there's states that require a medical excuse or whatever for getting an absentee ballot, but that's not the case here in New Mexico.
Yeah, anyone can request an absentee ballot.
Yeah, so you don't need a doctor's note or anything like that. You can just request it and it'll be mailed to you. But you do need to apply by October 22nd. So
so Monday. Again, reiterating, anyone can go ahead and apply for an absentee or mail ballot. And the deadline to turn in that application is October 22nd.
It's coming up.
I know.
The election's coming by so fast.
Any other questions you can think of?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any other questions that I've heard.
Yeah, we might do another episode, maybe just frequently asked questions that we're getting a lot of. But I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
This, again, expanded early voting will start on Saturday, October 19th. My recommendation to anyone listening or watching is to go and vote before election day. It's going to be, we're seeing kind of record numbers already,
Absolutely.
especially I think on October 8th, we had the second highest numbers in the state for people who came into early voting. Second to Bernalillo County, which is
Right, they're a bigger
1 million
county.
people live in Bernalillo County.
That makes sense.
And so my recommendation is if you want to avoid the lines, come during early voting.
Yeah, get it done early.
Yeah.
Make a voting plan. It's
Make a
a
voting
big
plan.
election, so.
Also, during an election day, if you're at a site and you see there's a long line, get onto our website, dacelections.com, look for the nearest location, and go to another location that is slower. Because, again, you can vote at any location.
Yeah, and it's crazy how many election officials will be like, yeah, we didn't have that many people. And then here at the government center, for example, we had a long line all day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, might as well check it out and see what's nearby. And
Yeah, I remember
schools are
it
closed
was
that day, so.
Schools are closed that day. I remember there's a doctor who comes in, and his office is right there off of Picacho.
Right.
And like his staff, his MAs, his medical assistants were with him, and they were in the back of the line. And I was like,
Oh, we got to get back to work.
yeah, I was like, I'm sure you all have to get back to the office.
Yeah.
Fair Acres is
Just right there.
like a mile away,
Uh-huh.
and you're looking at no wait time.
And Messia just.
And so he was like, "Thank you for telling me," and they all took off to go. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. And so,
It's
and
great
I know
too, because sometimes that discourages people. I see a long line, they're like, oh, never mind.
I agree, and I hope that doesn't discourage folks. I hope that folks know that, hey, you can go to any of our sites.
Yeah.
The closest ones I'm trying to think, like what, Fair Acres, Messia.
Messia.
Those are the close ones. If you're at City
Mayfield?
Hall, there's some
Oh,
near.
Mayfield.
I
I don't think Mayfield.
down. It's coming to me. The little elementary school, Down Valley,
Which one is it?
East Picacho.
There we go.
East Picacho. Yep. So I was like, it's coming to me. I know what it is. But if you want to ever, just go down to our website, dacelections.com. You can see the map. You see all the locations. Again, so here's some helpful websites. nmvote.org if you want to look at your voter profile, your registration profile, things like that, to see your sample ballot. nmvote.org to see all the voting locations, the secured container locations, the early voting locations, and the election day locations. Go to dacelections.com. If you have any questions, go ahead and give our office a call, 575-647-7428. And I think that's it for today.
I think so. I'm getting excited. It's getting very close.
We've been planning for this election,
Yeah,
we've been
all
working
year.
all year, literally all year.
Well, the public thinks, okay, maybe a month before. No,
No,
it's
we've
literally
been
all
working
year. So,
Yep. I'm excited.
me too.
Jacob, anything else? We're good?
That's it.
Jacob says we're good. All right. Thank you for listening and for watching. My name is Caroline Zamora. I'm the Chief Deputy County Clerk. Thank you to my co-host Cynthia Mendoza for joining me today. Be sure to listen and follow wherever you get your podcast. Also, be sure if you want to watch this episode, you can watch on YouTube. And we'll see you next time.